I feel fine. Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight in the orbit of Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Oh, there you are. How are you guys today? What?
That's harassment.
It's not
isn't that
harassment.
kind of stream, Eric.
I'm sorry.
This is serious business.
It's just been so long since we've done podcasts. I don't know how to act. Yep.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Villainy podcast, which is the last one of 2024.
Wow. Yeah.
We won't be having any streams for like 2 weeks. But
Man.
that's not true, though.
That is not true. No, I'm actually, I'm going to be having a special stream on Wave Squadron in here on twitch.tv/blindwave to finish out Star Wars Outlaws.
I guess I was muted, so.
Oh,
Hi,
damn.
everybody.
Hi.
Do that whole exchange again.
Yeah. Better earlier.
How are you?
No, Eric, why are you doing that? Quit doing that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Blind Wave podcast, which is the last one for 2024. Yeah, it is. So we won't be having any streams for like 2 weeks.
What? We really won't have any streams?
Nope. But apparently that's a lie, and we are having a stream.
We are having a
Yeah,
stream.
and
I'm
Eric
having
already
a
said
stream
the
Star
end of
Wars
that,
Outlaws
so-
on Christmas Eve.
Now you're all caught up.
Yep.
Join Star Wars Outlaws. Are you going to beat the game?
Yeah, I'll be finishing the game,
What time
however
are you
long it
starting?
takes. What will happen first? Santa will arrive, or I'll finish that game. I'm not sure.
What time do you start?
Don't know yet.
Oh.
If you start at 11 p.m., it's going to be slim.
It'll
odds.
most likely be like noon.
noon on the
Noon
24th.
On the 24th.
Until
Eastern time.
3 a.m., huh?
Until it's done.
What if Santa's delayed because he's watching your stream?
Well, that's on him.
It's a chance he's willing to take. But welcome, everybody. Glad you could
Welcome.
join us today on Twitch and on YouTube. It has been a little while, I think, since we've had a Blind Wave podcast.
Yep.
Probably about
Absolutely.
a month.
I don't
Maybe?
I don't remember. don't remember. But how's everyone been doing?
I have been fantastic, Aaron. Thank you for asking.
Oh, good.
I have recently converted into a pajama wearer.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I now wear
So-
pajamas.
So before you were a commando?
Before I was mostly commando. Sometimes like some sleep shorts, some loose fitting sleep shorts. But lately, I've had some new medication. I've lost a little bit of weight, and at night I just have these crazy temperature changes where I'll be freezing and then I'll be sweating. And I haven't been able to find a.
It's during the full moon.
Yes, it's during the full moon.
Turn into a pajama wear.
I do. Yes. But I've recently converted to Jancy got me this set of pajamas, and like no matter what, when I'm in those, I have amazing sleep. So I've been enjoying my reclaiming some good sleep. So I gotta thank pajamas.
Very nice.
Yep,
Thank pajamas.
That is
Okay.
my update.
You just never wore pajamas before, huh?
Never. No. I was always it was too hot. I run hot. I run super hot.
No, but you don't.
I don't anymore.
Hmm.
Man, when I told Calvin we were talking about this not too long ago. When I used to play football, like the last 2 games of the year was always like in the winter when it was super cold, and I would run so hot that like I would steam out of my pads and my helmet.
Yep.
Like to the point where like my one of my good friends is like, hey, like when you go up to the line, just fucking like look at them and like shake. It's like you're a Super Saiyan, He's like, it's so intimidating to see this guy just steaming, like looking at you and shaking. So I would do that, and people would be like, "What the fuck?"
Huh.
So yeah, I always ran hot. When I would get into a car, like if the defroster's not running, like my side of the car would steam.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I sit next to you at the reaction table, and it's been like reverse global warming the past year.
I give off. I run hot, all this heat, but I've lost it. I've lost my heat. Now I'm having to reclaim it with pajamas.
Well, good. I'm glad you found your warmth somewhere
Yeah.
that you lost along the way.
I appreciate your affirmation.
Because this cold, cruel world's not going to give it to you.
I know, man.
Nope.
I know.
All right. Anyone else found pajamas or anything else in their time since podcast? No.
No.
I mean, it could be your equivalent of pajamas.
Okay. Not pajamas specifically.
No, yeah, maybe you got a new animal, or you got I don't know.
No. Still the same 5 cats. I love them dearly.
I did in fact get a new animal.
Damn it, Eric.
Oh,
you
that's
already
true.
got your pajama story.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll get in line.
Eric's ruining everything we're talking about. No more streams. Oh yeah, actually we're gonna have a stream. No more stories. Oh, actually I got another story. No, tell us about your animal.
What'd you get? You got like a polar bear or
Jancy,
something, right? Because you've been cold.
Yeah, we have a samurai beta fish now.
Samurai.
Yep.
Does
Is
it
it a
come
specific kind?
with a sword?
He
Does
did
it?
well. He didn't, but there is a sword next to his tank.
Okay.
His name is Shushi, which is based or derived from Tsushima, like Ghost of Tsushima. Calvin gave me his Christmas present early, which is a replica stone sharpened sword of Lord Jin Sakai.
Yeah, the clan
From Ghost of
Sakai.
Tsushima, because I mentioned that Ghost of Tsushima was the first like game that I played in my house, my new like kind of setup, and every time I go to play it, I just kind of always think about, oh man, Ghost of Tsushima was such a great game. So now I have a sword to put there, but now we also have a fish to remind myself of that too.
Gotcha.
So yep, we have a beta fish.
Awesome.
Yep.
Do you take it for walks or anything, or
No,
is there anything you can do with the fish?
You can
I've never had a fish.
never had a
You
fish.
play hide and seek.
Can you?
You can play hide and seek.
I don't know if like can fish do anything, or they
I mean, I've seen people with beta fish like teach them how to like because they're jumpers. They like to
Yeah.
jump. I've seen them like have little hoops, and you can like teach them to jump through the hoop, and they're very interactive. Interactive.
That's cool. You should do that.
Yeah, teach them
Yeah.
to jump in the hoop.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
a sword.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Right now we're
Teach
just
him to
getting
dodge
them.
the sword.
Yeah, you jump over the sword.
Yep.
All right. No, I was just curious.
But yeah, no, I mean,
what you can do with fish.
Jancy's in the chat. Like, he follows our finger, and yeah, he's a black and white fish. Yeah, new member of the household.
All righty. Well, cool. Congratulations. How's your doggy? Your doggy
Obi? Obi's, I don't think he's necessarily jealous. I think he's just a little confused that something other than him gets attention.
Okay. Yeah. Or the deer, right?
Or the deer. Well, yeah, he doesn't like when the deer get attention at all. The big dog's outside.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Anyone else have any other stories here? I guess I have. I don't know if we've had a podcast. I mean, we must have, right? I've been working on the play for Treasure Island.
Treasure Island, yeah.
We've been doing that. It premieres my birthday weekend in January.
Yep.
But I'm.
That's so soon.
Yeah, I know.
Who are you playing, Aaron?
This weekend they're working on building the set.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be doing that this weekend. So, what'd you say, Eric?
What role are you playing?
I have 2, which is Black Dog and Ben Gunn.
Ben Gunn, yeah. We in our Black Sails rewatch that I've been doing with Jake and Jancy, a character was introduced that I was able to point and be like, Aaron's playing him.
There he is.
Yeah, so that was fun.
So no, I've been growing this out for my well, it works for the pirate as well, but I was originally going for Ben Gunn because of him having I've been stuck on this island for a long time kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm it's been fun. Melanie's involved. Leon has lead role with Jim Hawkins.
Yep.
So
Very
it's
nice.
been interesting for him having to. He's been in other plays, but I don't know if he's had a
Lead role, man. It's a lot of lines.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If he doesn't have a line, he's always there, all the time.
Yeah. Even if he's in the background.
Yeah, because
because
it's almost always from his point of view.
Sure.
You know? So that's been interesting, and working choreography stuff, trying to get fun piratey fights and stuff too, which has been interesting.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's been like Dark Souls. I passed 200 deaths last Monday.
Neil Breen is imminent. I can feel him coming.
The Christmas miracle.
coming into us.
He is here
I don't want him to come anyway.
now.
So yeah, that'll be somewhere in January. Probably you guys will get that. And then yeah, I don't know. That's most of it. Just getting ready for Christmas. Things have just been real busy.
Oh, yeah.
Kids are busy with all kinds of stuff. Colson got a part in Wonka. He's an Oompa Loompa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So he's doing that, and then we have Treasure Island, and then I have streams, and then so been busy.
Flynn in Twitch chats please no, 'cause he was the last person to edit one of our bad movie nights.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun though.
Yep.
Have you guys in chat watched Neil Breen or the reactions? Either, both, any of that?
Make it a Christmas tradition.
Rick has told me this is the one that put Neil Breen on the map.
On the
which
map?
worries me.
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
Worries? That excites me. I feel like I'm going to be titillated in
Titillated.
the worst possible way from someone that has no idea how to seduce anyone and never has.
Yeah, it's about right.
Cannot wait.
You'll be impressed at his growth of as a filmmaker.
I have already been impressed by. I mean, I'm not going to quantify his growth. It might be impossible, but he certainly grew.
He did.
Yep. Goodness.
Someone on YouTube, sorry, this is a little back, but it says a fish named Sushi, but it's
Sushi.
not sushi like sushi,
Right.
right?
It's like Tsushima.
There's a
So
T in
there's
there.
a T,
Yep. Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So it's not sushi
Yeah.
like sushi.
When we settled on that name, I was like, this will be a conversation we'll have to have every time we introduce people to our fish. Like, Sushi.
You should just make a museum plaque
We should. Yeah.
that you can
Absolutely.
put on the fish tank to explain.
Yeah.
What's the next Neil Breen one called, Rick?
Fateful Findings.
Faithful Findings.
Oh,
So if
is-
you're needing to get ahead in your Neil Breen watching,
Yep.
that's the next one.
It is.
You can prepare yourself because you'll probably need it.
Speaking of Christmas miracles,
Uh,
for the last year, I've been dealing with some pretty nasty back pain.
Yeah.
And have been going through a lot of things to try and fix it. Still not fixed, but for the last several months, insurance has been denying my MRI. But Christmas miracle, I don't know what happened, but they changed their mind.
They relented?
Yeah.
They did.
Nothing that's happened in the past few weeks.
Oh my
could have possibly.
I'm not saying I know the reason, but
Oh. Wow.
but they did change their minds.
Yeah.
Looking forward to maybe
great.
getting some answers.
I'm
Yeah.
very happy for you
good.
in that regard.
You also got your car back.
I did.
Been a while.
That's a Christmas miracle right there,
I
Rick.
Yeah.
did get my car back.
I feel like that's been how long?
Well,
I feel like you got it and then you've not had it since.
It's
Well,
got like
yeah,
18
so-
miles on it.
I maybe had it like 1 month out of this year, I think, because it got rear-ended and then it was gone for a long time. And then the 12-volt battery like expanded beyond its casing, and it's been gone for what, 3-4 months now.
Yeah.
Parts on back order and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's back.
Good.
Not that I drive that much anyway.
Sure.
Sure.
It's nice to have the option.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to thank some Wave Riders. Marvel Rivals came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's been about a week or 2 weeks. How long
2
are we
weeks.
now? I think it's 2 weeks,
2
right?
weeks. Yeah.
We've done
So-
it the last 2 weeks, I think, for Friday
Yeah,
stream,
we
right?
we did some
Yeah.
streams with it, so it's been out for a couple weeks now. But they had starting last week a tournament, and I'd started a group and got some people into it, and we competed in the tournament, and it was fun. We did not rank well, but it was also a fun experience to see like how it's going to be set up,
Yeah.
what it's like, and it gave us all an achievement for just participating in the tournament, which
Oh,
is
that's
cool
cool.
too.
Okay,
so
cool.
It was some of the most fun I've had trying to do any kind of competition stuff in a little while. I haven't really done much gaming competition stuff, so
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
but now I haven't had time to play since then with all other things going on.
What would you say is like your number one, this is the game that I've tried to be the most competitive in of all time?
I mean, I've gone to more tournaments for like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I guess I should say other than Smash, maybe,
okay.
because it's such a shared experience
Yeah.
for us.
Like it's the only game I ever printed out binders
Yeah.
of characters and stages, and,
Uh-huh.
like, studied.
And I've traveled for like a tournament or something like
Sure.
to locations versus like I used to do stuff with StarCraft 2 where
Gotcha.
I used to ladder a lot and enter into tournaments and stuff, but they were all online. I never
All online.
I never went
Okay,
anywhere
not like
for
a physical
tournament with that.
going to a place. Gotcha.
So
okay.
like Smash Brothers has that over anything else, but yeah, I'd say probably my top two as far as like being competitive in it was that and StarCraft 2.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Mine was probably like Unreal Tournament 2004, I would say. Or
Okay.
just sort of that era of arena shooters.
Arena shooters. Gotcha.
Because there used to be a lot of like tournaments and stuff around for those sort of things. So put quite a few some time into those.
Mm-hmm.
Not much of a gamer, so I never really spent a whole lot of time in it. But if I have to pick them, it's Uncharted 2 multiplayer. I know that's a weird one. And then Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah.
Those two specific ones, I put many, many hours into being competitive.
I put a lot of hours into Team Fortress 2 back in the day as well. But I
Gotcha.
didn't do like tournaments or anything. I just played a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, playing through Marvel Rivals, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. We've slowly been kind of messing with the faction a little bit, and people have been playing a little bit more and getting more familiar with characters and stuff. So
Sweet.
I'm hoping to be able to play around with that a little bit more. It's the only thing is it's only limited to 12. It's limited down to 12 people for the faction, and that's who can participate in the tournaments.
Gotcha.
So you have to take your
So-
your 6-man roster from that 12.
Well, yeah, each match you take those 6 people. You take 6 people from that 12 grouping. So I've played with various people, but that will have to over time we'll probably rotate with different individuals just so that who wants to participate and who we have can be in that part there.
Yeah.
Seems like it's had a pretty successful launch.
I,
You know, it takes a lot to get through my ironclad, spoiler-free algorithm that I've built for myself, but I've seen Marvel Rivals doing that. Like, it's really getting shared around, and it seems like people are having a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great farm for like clips and stuff too, because the team up potential and the synergy on the teams is really cool too.
Yeah, I've just been watching, like, I'll get clips of just a Hulk throwing a Wolverine at someone, and it's just some of the most badass shit I've seen.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm also happy with Helldivers 2 is having quite the comeback. They
Okay, yeah.
started strong, and people love that game, and then some balancing stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff with requiring a PlayStation
the
account.
Sony stuff.
the Sony stuff
I
was
mean,
Yeah.
that was
really
terrible.
upsetting.
But now I feel like it's kind of back.
Okay.
They've undone a lot of those balance changes, so the game's just a lot more fun now. New expansion came out with a new enemy to face.
New faction.
New faction
Now-
with a lot more urban environments.
Sweet. Okay.
So a nice jolt in the arm for a game that I was afraid was going to maybe fade away, but
Yeah.
it seems to be coming back.
Good. Okay. I'd play that. I have a lot of fun when we play that.
Because a lot of times in that online game space, you don't get a second chance.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, definitely. There's a lot of people that they were diehard fans going into it. So I think just the attitude of the devs and everything went a long way to keeping people's faith in them. I think that helped it out a lot. But the constant updates really did a lot for them too.
Yeah.
I can't play though.
Why can't you play, Calvin?
My GPU died.
No, Calvin.
Yeah, I know. I was like a week into Rivals, and it just ate shit.
Well, Calvin, it's the best time for you to get into Dwarf Fortress. That is a CPU-heavy game.
But I can't see it. I think you still need to see in order to
I
play.
suppose.
Right?
It's like you're not getting any visuals at all now. It's just
nothing.
done. That's too bad.
Your motherboard doesn't have like an integrated anything?
No, why would I buy a motherboard that has integrated graphics when I have a graphics
For
card?
situations like these.
That's silly, Rick. No, all three of the Exhaust fans, and I should have paid more attention when I bought it. Everyone was saying is like, no, like don't get Asus cards. They have a tendency to fail. All three of the Exhaust fans for the card are locked up and won't spin freely, and it just nuked itself.
Oh no.
Is it full of cat hair?
No.
Okay.
No, I was expecting a lot of cat hair because it
Yeah.
seemed like an overheating issue, but I pulled it open. It was perfectly clean.
That is a damn shame.
I didn't even spot a single cat hair on the card itself.
Not a strand.
No.
I mean, you just have to take responsibility that it's you. Sometimes technology just fails around you. I don't know what it is.
That's true. It's not usually hardware though. It's software.
Well, you're getting stronger.
Yeah.
The field is
Yeah.
You're evolving.
mutating.
Yeah. 2035, like you're gonna evolve.
Evolve.
Yeah. Imagine what you can do, Calvin. It's gonna be 2025.
I know.
I remember when it was the year 2000, and I remember being upset with my brother because he wasn't going to be home for when it turned, and I was afraid, like, the world's going to end, you're not going to be home?
The robots are gonna take over.
Like, what a bad idea. Like, I can clearly remember having that feeling.
Our VCRs will stop working.
And yeah. It feels like long ago, but not long ago enough to be 25 years. It's crazy. But I'm sure I'll be looking back. Remember when it was 2025? Oh, good times before everything went to shit.
Before whatever. Yeah. Remember 2024 is a good year. Yeah. No. Going in the new year. We're gonna. I guess we should say, like, there's some things for next month. I know a lot of people have been asking for the tier rankings.
Yes, they have, sir.
Between just trying to catch up, and then we've missed some different things too, and we had to cancel, I think, a podcast a couple weeks ago too. But we're gonna try to do those into January. So probably on the 16th is probably when we'll be starting the tier rankings. So those should be coming, and also Badonkunks on the 30th.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
we
it
have
is.
that as well set up. So
It's going to be an interesting one, too. 'Cause
the tier rankings.
watched a lot, and we've had some like new seasons that drastically have changed my opinion on certain shows.
Sure. No, I get you. But yeah,
And brand new shows that are making their way, like Severance.
oh yeah,
And that show has just lit a fire under me every week we've watched it. I'm having fun watching it. I'm having like more fun talking about it.
Sure, yeah. No,
Yeah.
there's been so many. That's been one of my favorite shows to be like, oh, do we get to watch it again?
Yeah, we get to watch Severance today. Yes.
That, like, Cobra Kai has been one of those.
Cobra
where I'm like,
Kai,
"Let's watch Cobra Kai again. Oh, I'm so excited
Yeah.
for that. Like,
So
there's
fun.
definitely shows that I've enjoyed. Like, Naruto's
Yeah.
been really good and stuff too,
Yeah.
and I've been excited for that. But like, there's just sometimes finding that show that clicks where you're like, oh man, I need to know more. I just need to know more.
Yeah, tickles that curiosity
Yeah.
just perfectly.
I want it right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait till next week.
Yep.
So yeah, it's fun to get those ones.
So yeah, well, I guess next month is, or I should say, the new year is what we're going to be trying to get into with the ranking
For the tier
podcast.
rankings,
Yeah.
we'll get into those in January, and have like a New Year like podcast.
Yeah.
On I think the 9th is the first Thursday. We'll have a regular podcast, kind of talking about whatever things for the new year. We're going to be preparing next year with our 10 years.
Yes, we are, sir.
10 years of doing
10 years of
reactions and
vinyl,
everything
yeah.
we've been doing. We coming up. So
Yeah, we just had a Superman trailer hit today that we did a reaction for, and in that video I talked about how like the first like trailer reactions that I remember really being like making me like, this is kind of cool. I think we could do something like this was Man of Steel. So it's thinking back on how we got started doing it, and then having a Superman trailer today has been kind of like a bookending stuff for me today.
And I remember you showing that some like Smallville reaction stuff
That's-
to me very early
yeah.
on.
That's one of my first reaction experiences was a guy watching the finale of Smallville, and I've never seen someone so unabashedly and unashamedly enjoy something. It was like inspiring.
Yeah.
And look at us now. Yeah, he put out there for the world to see how much he enjoyed the end of that show.
but yeah, we had a
true.
Superman trailer that dropped.
Yeah.
Eric and Calvin didn't know what that was going to be.
Nope.
Nope.
Sadly, I'd known because of, I don't know what people, but you people.
Name them. Name names.
I don't know who they were
Yeah.
exactly. They popped up in like stream and different things.
People
and
get excited. They
messaged
get
me.
passionate.
Well,
Yeah.
it didn't help
Yeah.
that they had like
Yeah.
a teaser before the trailer.
Well, this was on Monday whenever I got spoiled during.
I got you.
So it was one of those things, and I know people get excited.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, but you're telling the people you want to react to it
Yeah.
the stuff already. Don't
Yeah.
don't do that. Just wait. But yeah, it was. I mean, the trailer was still fine. I my only concerns with it was just I saw a lot of people, and I have hesitancy because of other movies I've seen that have like a lot of characters in them.
Yeah.
And I never usually get
for the first time.
yeah, and I don't get like a good connection sometimes. But James Gunn, like that was the same with like Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know any of those characters, and I felt like that was done really well. I enjoyed
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
So hopefully it goes well. But it looked pretty cool.
Yeah,
The
it
things I
looked
saw, I liked the things I was seeing.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, we talk about it in the actual video, but like, the main thing for me is as much as I enjoyed the homage and the notes of the John Williams theme, I always am craving a musical identity for a new iconic character like that. So if that's the way they go, I'm sure I'll get used to it. But I hope there's a new musical theme for Superman in this iteration.
The other thing I was going to ask you guys about, we have been slowly going over the trailers for the Game of the Year
Yeah.
awards.
Yep.
We've seen several of those. So if you guys haven't seen those, Blind Wave Gaming is where they've been posted. A lot of the trailers I think are already up and done that we've covered. But if there's
Yep.
something that we've missed, you can let us know in the comments. But usually the best place for letting us know about trailers, guys, is in Discord. We have a whole channel just dedicated towards like posting trailers so that we know of trailers. And usually like Jake or someone will go in and look and see like what people are looking for. But if you go into our Discord and post them there, it's usually the easiest way to recommend those.
Yeah.
But none of us watched the Game of the Year awards, right?
I did not. No.
I didn't watch them this year just because I knew I was busy with rehearsals. But then I knew like, well, if we can't do this stuff, then I'm gonna make sure I'm as blind as I can be for the
Yeah.
trailers coming.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch the trailers, and I don't know. Like, I got turned off last year because it, I understand it's got to make money, and like that's the reason that it exists, but it just didn't feel like it was about the games.
It felt very commercialized last year to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. I forget stuff sometimes, but
It is,
I
I'm not
know-
saying it's a bad thing,
I know
but
some of
sometimes,
the-
you don't want to sell the space on the windshield of the NASCAR, because then you can't see out of it,
Yeah.
There's just a lot
sometimes
of-
I know the showcase
Yeah.
has like, and part of that for me is usually just like there's so many like independent games, and I think it's cool that they get some time to show, but sometimes they show like a lot of games.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, there's a lot, and I'm not gonna remember all this stuff,
Exactly.
But I heard this Game Awards I heard it was really good, and I heard some people say it was okay.
Sure,
So,
gotcha.
I don't know. I heard someone spoke at it that I was surprised about, but I haven't gone back
Yeah, I
to
was
look at it.
surprised too if it's the same name that I heard.
Yeah, is he usually a grumpy old man?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I need to hear this now.
And has been a grumpy old man since the 70s, I feel like.
Yeah.
I have a guess.
I didn't know if you want to say it.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
No, apparently Harrison Ford spoke at the Game Awards.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I was
Well,
like,
I mean, there's a new game out for him.
There
right now
is,
that people
which
are-
wasn't eligible for the Game Awards.
Sure,
but
yeah.
That's a hell of a game.
You're liking it, huh?
I'm loving it.
Oh,
It's
cool.
exactly
Okay.
what I needed.
I've only seen a couple clips of it showing up on like my TikTok and stuff, but what I've seen, it looks pretty like it's a fun sandbox.
Hmm.
Or sandbox might be the wrong word, but people are having fun with all the interactions and stuff that you can do in it.
And there's a lot of sand in it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Someone in on YouTube chat said, "Hey, have you guys watched the Christopher Reeve doc? Just because we brought up Superman, we have. It's actually on early access right now at blindwave.com,
Yep.
but it will be making its way on one of these Fridays soon. So yes, we have. It's a hell of a documentary, and it was a very unique reaction. Most of it was in silence and in high emotion most of the time, but very cool video that documentary they put out.
Speaking of blindwave.com, this is going to be the last month that you're going to be able to get Beyond at its current yearly price.
That is true, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
if that's something that interests you, there's no better time to go Beyond.
Yep.
yes.
And if you currently have that yearly price, you are grandfathered in as long as you keep up that
The auto renew.
that auto renew. It will continue.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Was there anything else Game Awards wise that anybody's picked up after? Or?
Oh, I mean, I played a few games on this list. The winner for Game of the Year was Astrobot.
Astrobot.
Which
Okay.
currently going through, haven't beaten yet. Evie's also enjoying that one quite a bit.
Cool.
I love the because the first Astrobot thing was that like test. What's the word I want? It's like a tech
Yeah.
showcase for like the controller and stuff. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like the feedback, the haptic feedback on like the triggers and using the touch pad and all that kind of stuff was really cool. But then they came out with a game just Astrobot, and I was like, oh, that seems cool. I should play that sometime. I was not expecting it to be a Game of the Year contender, nor for it to win. So now I'm more like, well,
Yeah.
after having I've played Alan Wake 2 this year and Baldur's Gate 3, which were both either nominated or won
Yep.
awards at the Game of the Year award, and I feel like I want to play Astrobot now that it won Game of the Year because it was kind of on my radar, but now I feel like it's really on my radar.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic. More so if you are a longtime Sony fan, it definitely digs into that nostalgia
Oh, okay.
and some
Which
very.
they just hit their 30 year for PlayStation.
They
Right.
did.
Yeah.
I've been hearing some PlayStation 2 sounds on my PlayStation at home.
Me too.
because
That's,
of it,
that's
yeah.
what I have it set to as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a lot of clever mechanics in there, a lot of unexpected callbacks to old and new Sony franchises, and on top of that, it's just a fantastic 3D platformer. So I think it's well deserved. Although I haven't played Silent Hill 2 remake, but if Silent Hill 2 for the PS2 came out today, I would give it Game of the Year over Astrobot. And I've heard that the remake is quite good, but I have not got a chance to play it yet.
There's been a lot of remakes I've either played or I've seen that seem pretty good and like what's the word? Like honors the previous one pretty well too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the Dead Space one was really good.
Yeah.
And I hope that they're gonna make the other two.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
I hope they
Yeah,
do
sure.
this.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, Silent Hill. Rick, you played the Resident Evil 4 one, right?
I did.
That one, like everything I've seen about it, seemed pretty good on that one too.
Yeah, I still prefer the original, but it's absolutely a fantastic game in its own right, as well.
I played Silent Hill 2, I don't know, HD or whatever it was on Steam or wherever. I played on PC, and it was pretty good for what I played, but I am interested in how the remake does it, and if it's any different or if it plays the same or...
Well, I know, like, it had the sort of online talking about it was like it's going to be terrible. You can't match perfection, and a lot of people were very down on the developers and the stuff that they were showing about that. But it kind of came out and shut everyone up, apparently.
Well, good.
So
Wait, the internet scuttlebutt was not perfect?
can you believe
Oh
it?
my goodness.
No,
Scuttlebutt.
stop.
Yeah, I haven't finished Astrobot yet, so I'm trying to think where it kind of ranks all time in terms of all platformers. Because for me, Silent Hill is still the best horror game ever made. Silent Hill 2. I don't think Astrobot is the best platformer I've ever played, but it is a darn good one. And I'm glad that something that is primarily gameplay focused, which is a thing that video games can do that nothing else can do. Won the award as opposed to something that maybe relies more on
Narrative, maybe.
narrative cinematics, things that can be done in other mediums. It's nice to see a video game as video game win Game of the Year.
This game won because it was a fun game.
Yeah, sure.
That's great.
But on that list, I've also played a little bit of Balatro.
I've heard a lot about that one, but I don't really know it.
Yeah, so it's a roguelite, but it uses poker mechanics, the card game.
Okay.
And it's very addicting and a lot of fun. There's no narrative stuff in that either. It's just a really fun, addicting gameplay loop. Interestingly enough, there's been some controversy about that because it got an 18+ rating in PEGI.
I
Yeah.
heard about that because of having the poker aspect or something then, right?
Yeah, because basically,
Peggy 18.
poker equals gambling and gambling equals 18+, even though there's no gambling in the game, and and you're not playing the actual game of poker.
Yeah.
It just uses those mechanics.
I heard about that.
That seems dumb.
And people being upset, being like, well, why is loot boxes not considered gambling? And that's in like teen, games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon cards are gambling.
Sure. It is. Yeah. I buy this, hope I get what I want.
Uh-huh.
Balatro did win. I think it was best debut. Let's see here. It won best indie game and best debut indie game and best mobile game as well.
Wow, okay.
So, yeah, it's quite good. I'm really looking forward to Metaphor ReFantasio. It's by the same studio that does the Persona games. I'm just trying to finish Tales of Vesperia finally before I start another JRPG, but that's the next one that I'm going to start. Are there any other winners that I've
Heard
played?
some good things about that game as well.
There's been some nominations. Jake and I played through Warhammer, Space Marine 2, which was nominated for Best Action Game, although Black Myth Wukong won it, which I have not played.
I know there was best adaptation, which I believe Fallout won. I know,
Yes.
there was also up against Arcane, which people were like, those
Sure.
are the big two contenders, I feel like. And
Yeah.
I know some people were upset, but I think Fallout also was really good. Arcane was great, but I thought Fallout was really good as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Star Wars Outlaws was up for Best Action Adventure Game. It lost to Astrobot.
Astrobot got
But it
it.
was
Astrobot,
up there
Eric?
for
Yep.
that. And Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which I know you haven't gotten to play yet,
I haven't.
was also nominated for that one.
Eric said he doesn't want to play that game
I
anyway.
didn't. He's lying.
We played Sparking Zero, the Dragon Ball fighting game.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And that was nominated. It lost to Tekken 8,
Okay.
which I haven't gotten to
Okay.
play yet. Let's see. I don't know if you guys are looking at the list and if you've played any of these.
Sadly, a lot of the stuff that had been nominated, I didn't play too much of the new stuff. And a lot of the newer things I think I played all were things that were popping up after the point.
Gotcha.
Like Outlaws is on my list, and I actually just got it a few weeks back and haven't started it yet. But
Okay.
I'm excited to actually get a chance to play it now.
Gonna play it on the break.
I'm hoping to, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Cool. But yeah, I'm curious what people in chat's favorite games of the year was.
But also, like last year, there was a couple games I'd played that were nominated, and now I've played more of those games,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know what? These were really good games. Like Alan Wake 2 is spectacular. Baldur's Gate 3 is a lot of fun and has so much content to it, which that content should continue on the 17th of January, I believe.
Yay!
I believe that's right. So if you guys have been wanting to catch a live stream of us playing Baldur's Gate, that should be returning on January 17th.
Very cool. And the last thing here.
Thank you.
We also played Helldivers 2, which won Best Multiplayer Game.
Cool.
So
Good.
like that.
2.
well deserved, I think.
Yes,
it's absolutely
definitely.
fantastic. But I'll read out the top 5 here for most anticipated game for this upcoming year.
Most
You
anticipated.
guys can let me know which of these you're most anticipated for.
Oh, right. Oh, so we're even ranking the anticipation.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
I think your GTA 6 is on that list.
That's
It's gotta,
the winner.
It's got to be the number one.
Yep, that's the winner. Beyond that, probably mine on the list, although it's a tough list, would be Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Okay.
Okay.
A Hideo Kojima stan.
Yes.
We'll play anything he makes. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Mhm.
Ghost of Yotai also on the list.
Ah,
which
the Ghost of
looks
Tsushima.
fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which just
Oh.
for the subtitle.
Right.
I've never played any of the Metroid Prime games, so
Yeah, you'll have to pick up the trilogy. They're definitely worth playing.
Interesting.
And then finally, Monster Hunter Wilds,
Monster Hunter.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
which makes sense. So of those, which are your guys' most anticipated?
For me, it's
Probably Ghost of Yotai.
yeah, that one's really good. I mean, I have to say GTA 6 just because the idea that it's actually coming out soon. When was the last
I don't
one?
know.
When did that come out?
I don't.
GTA 5?
well, let's check.
2012.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I'm also I
It's been
don't
a
really
while.
play a
I
whole lot of multiplayer, so I never really did GTA Online, but I enjoyed the
Sorry, 2013.
2013.
September
Yeah.
2013.
Man, yeah. What was longer, the last GTA or the last Ice and Fire book? I'm not sure.
Older than Blind Wave.
Yeah, older than Blind Wave. So yeah, it's probably GTA 6 just because I have a lot of fond memories with the older games, and I would like to play the new one, please. Yeah.
Yeah. I never played Death Stranding 1. I still need to. It's been on my list, and I just haven't.
It's very good.
I also haven't played Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh,
Ghost of
Also
Tsushima is
very
so
good.
So good.
I kind of bypassed that one, and everyone else
Yeah.
played it,
Ah,
and I was just
Yeah.
like, well,
it's a mistake.
I'll play some
Aaron.
other stuff.
even your son.
Yeah, Leon played it.
I'm
It's
actually
like I own it. I have it. He played it.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite glad that I played it off stream. It's going to sound weird, but I loved that game for its silence and it's like just taking in things and letting Jin Sakai just kind of like exist in between missions, you know?
Mhm.
That maybe if I was streaming that, I would want to fill in that silence, you know? So I love that game.
Monster Hunter, I've never been huge on. I played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I've never tried. It's one of the big holes in my.
I played the one I played was a co-op one, and I can't remember which one it was. I'd probably say GTA 6. I've at least played several of the GTA games.
Yeah.
I played 5.
Yep.
I never beat 5, but I played it. I feel like I played it a lot and never finished it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah, I'd probably go with GTA 6 for me.
I mean, if nothing else, it's got to be Death Stranding 2 because I need to know what's gonna happen 5 years from now. Because he's just so good at predicting
Yeah.
what the world's gonna be like.
What I know about it so far, I don't want that to be true, Rick.
Yeah.
I have such a fond memory of buying GTA 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what it was like for you guys, but for me, video games was maybe Christmas, maybe your birthday,
Yep,
and
for sure.
you don't get anything in between those dates. You know,
Mhm.
$60 is a lot to ask for our family.
Except a rental.
Yeah, you get some rentals, sure. But I don't know how, but I was able to like pull my allowance, somehow make my mom actually, buy it. She also didn't realize what it was because it wasn't really appropriate for my age.
Yeah.
But I remember we bought it, and then before heading back home, because we live in the country, going to town, you got to do a couple things when you're in town.
Yeah, you got to
So-
make the trip worth it.
Yeah, so we went to Walmart, and then we went over to my grandma's in Williamstown, and I was there with the game, and it had this map, and I just have very fond memories of like just being so excited by the back cover and like, oh my gosh, there's so many great cool things you could do, and I was learning the map before I even played the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like there was a point where I'm like, oh no, I know where the street goes, and it was a very fun time for me. So I think I bring that anticipation and I'm putting it on GTA 6 as well.
Back when they had books like inside the cases.
Yeah.
Inside the case, it was a map that I had to fold out, and then I had to make sure it was folded right back in so it would fit in perfectly.
I feel like it was me and Rick at the mall, and we got like Ace Combat 5 or something.
Yeah.
4.
Yep.
And like we were just sitting in the food court, like waiting on like Rick's mom or something like that, like reading the book and talking about like what was what was in it and what was gonna happen. And
Yeah, but for me, GTA 3, it was kind of similar.
Yeah.
I was at GameStop with my grandma Wanda, and I can't remember what the occasion was, but she was like, "Pick out a game," and I was like, "This one." And the cashier like tried to talk her out of it because I was younger.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
she was like, well, he would know. And so I got it. And yeah, like when it comes to the map of that game, Liberty City is one of only 2 times in my life that I was able to drive somewhere and knew where I was going.
Wow. Yeah. Sure, I get you.
And it's also the last game that my dad ever played.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could never get a hold of like the second analog stick,
Yeah.
Sure.
but he had a blast with that game. And just a lot of good memories of that one.
Man, I'm gonna need to ask, but I don't think my dad's ever played a video game.
ever.
I don't think so.
I would believe it.
Yeah, I mean, when the only time he ever would have is if like we were super young with like an Atari. He's like, Dad, can you beat this? But I don't remember ever doing that. I can't imagine him with a controller in his hand like that.
We need to get him on stream.
I know. Blind Wave
Yeah.
Gaming
Have him
needs
play
like
Dark Souls.
yeah, Mark Whiteley plays Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
I know.
That would be one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
I know my dad had.
Yeah.
I remember like playing games, and there's 2 memories I have of like I think my dad playing, or maybe my mom as well. Like they were playing something like Mario Kart or Mario Bros. I don't know what it was.
Sure.
On like Super Nintendo, and I remember like I would be little me being like, "You're doing it wrong. Give it here. I'll show you how to do it." Right? Like you don't know how to play this game. But
Yep.
the other one I remember was my mom would, maybe it was an arcade game even, but my mom would like make fun because my dad would like lean with the car and like
Oh, yeah.
he'd be moving his leg
yeah.
and stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And I just remember that. And I remember Jake like laughing at me whenever I was playing something. I was trying to run away, and my feet were actually running. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, run faster, and I'm running too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, leave my feet alone.
Yeah, I think I'd be curious, like, at this point, if my dad's hands would be dexterous enough to work a controller.
He probably
never
played
even
like
did
an
Wii
arcade
bowling?
video game or something before, right? Like when he was younger or
I
something.
mean, I'm sure at some point,
Right?
but it's not like I certainly don't have a memory of him ever playing a game. It's not like he's
Yeah.
ever been like, oh, one day I played a game. It's
Because I mean, he grew up through the '80s and stuff. Like there were arcades and stuff.
yeah, but
right?
I mean, it just wasn't part of his world.
Yeah.
If it didn't exist outside, it didn't exist.
You should wire a Xbox controller into one of his tractors
Yeah.
or something.
I remember.
Eric, you know what he needs to play?
Yeah.
We should have him play one of the farming simulators.
Oh, farming simulator. Yes. That would be amazing.
Like, hey, Eric.
That would be pretty
Or
cool.
hey, Dad, can you show me like some of the things you know? Let's show the viewers what that's
Yeah.
like, and then he can. Real farmer plays farming simulator.
Yeah.
You know, like
That'd be fun.
that's like one of those like real rock climber analyzes rock climbing movie scenes. You know,
Sure.
like you could do one of those.
That would be kind of fun, actually. Yeah. Huh.
And see here, I wouldn't use this tractor.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
Like,
sense.
I don't know. I think we should try that one. That'd be fun to do.
I do like that idea. I'll have to float it by him whenever I see him for Christmas.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, we had this idea.
I got him a drone. That's kind of like playing a video game.
Yeah. Does he like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's so that he doesn't have to actually, if he's going and looking for a calf or a stranded cow or something, he doesn't have to physically go down in the hollow and find it. He can literally just take his drone, and it has
Sure,
like a
yeah.
17-mile range on it. So
Well, because you don't want to have to walk down there and it's not there, right? Maybe it's
Sure.
somewhere
Then you
else.
gotta walk back up.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even if you know it's there, sometimes they can be pretty hard to find. Especially like a cow that knows it's dying. They it's kind of like a dog. It will hide, and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And you got to find them.
Mhm.
That can be really difficult. So he was like, I would like to try a drone. So that's probably the closest he's gotten to a controller.
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, that's the Game Awards. We had a lot of trailers and stuff that we covered. So if we didn't see the one, make sure you hop over in Discord, whether it's for Game Awards or if it's like other trailers. I know there's been some other trailers that have dropped and stuff too, but post it there, and usually we will get the information we need from whoever, whether we need to know what it is or if it needs to be a surprise one. Because some trailers are good at this is a reveal announcement, but there's not really a whole lot in the trailer sometimes. So I like not knowing those and going blind into those ones.
Yeah.
So, Rick, did you want to talk about? There's no stream tomorrow, right? We have no game stream or anything.
That is right.
It's one of our last days in the office.
Correct.
But
Yes.
I believe there's something that is happening tomorrow.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, there be a hint hunt.
Oh.
And I mean, I don't know. Depending on how that goes, I might stream because whenever Hint Hunt launches, I usually just watch Discord.
Yep.
And revel in the suffering. But
Before stream today, Rick showed me some of the particulars, and I might watch too.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very curious as to how it's going to go.
Uh-huh.
I think people will be very upset.
Do you ever have like your sometimes a hint hunt it takes them a couple days. Sometimes it takes them a couple hours. Have you ever been surprised, like which one takes a long time or which one doesn't, or are you generally like, yeah, that makes sense. It took them that long.
It definitely has zero relation as to how much time I spend on it.
Yeah, sure.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But I usually have a pretty good gauge. I think the one that got me the most was probably the corn on the cob one.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Oh. Yeah, you were a part of that, right? Yeah.
Oh, I ate that corn. I did my duty for Blind Wave.
I did my duty.
I think that one was probably the one that surprised me the most as to how long it took. Yeah. This one I don't expect to take super long.
Okay.
Because they've just been really knocking them out.
Yeah.
Recently.
They have some very, very smart people out there.
And
some people, good people supporting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
they've
just
just been
keeping
too well
morale
trained at this
high
point.
and-
Like,
I like the people that like walk in on the Hint Hunt channel, like, "How we doing?" Oh, all right, and then just leave.
it's like the people who program the chess AIs. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I've done too good a job. Like, there's no going back now.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be Saturday, and yeah, we will not have a stream tomorrow. We're going to be having a holiday party here for everybody at the studio.
It's true. And it should be Saturday, I think, 9 a.m. Blind Wave time, I believe.
9 a.m.
is when that will drop.
Yeah, we should have our own time zone. BWT.
All right. There is a super chat I'll mention as well here, and
Sure.
then we can also we'll probably get into some questions here in a little bit. If at least over on Twitch, there's a way to submit questions, and we'll just try to answer whatever we can of those too. But I want to make sure everyone has anything else that they want to talk about. We get through, but Jedi Man with a super chat says, with the new DC universe around the corner, what possible villains are you guys hoping to see in Gunn's interpretation of?
Okay. In terms of like bringing a DC into the movie, a villain into the movies. I mean, we had Ra's al Ghul with
Liam?
Liam Neeson, but it wasn't necessarily the classic Ra's al Ghul that I've enjoyed from other various things. So I might go Ra's al Ghul could be kind of cool, and that rhymes. Ra's al Ghul could be kind of cool.
I want James Gunn's Atomic Man. Is that what he's called?
From Superman 4.
Yeah.
Nuclear Man.
Nuclear Man, yeah. I want him. Let's get James Gunn's version of him in there. How about that?
Okay.
Is that
All
good?
right.
No?
No. Hey, when I was a kid, I loved that. I loved that more than I love Superman 3. Because Superman 3 has some choices too.
I cannot tell you what happens in 3 and 4 exactly. I just kind of have like visions.
Like a general idea.
You don't remember Brainiac?
No, not at all. I don't even think he was in the movie.
I think most
you
people
made
probably
that
wouldn't
up.
either.
I've only seen 1 and 4 still.
Yeah.
Though speaking of Brainiac, I think Brainiac would be something cool to see.
Oh, yeah,
like, I don't
Brainiac
think we
would be
usually
really
get
cool.
him
Yeah.
in live
Yeah.
action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like him in the DC Universe Online was pretty cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he was a bigger part of that, at least in some ways.
Wasn't he part of that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game that
Yeah,
didn't do very well?
a lot of people didn't like. Yeah, I guess, but
Yeah.
but I think Brainiac could be a really cool one as well to have as far as like a villain.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I like that idea.
I'll agree with Garrus one for Solomon Grundy.
Ooh, okay, yeah. There's a pretty fun Solomon Grundy story in Stargirl that we watched that I enjoyed. But I think James Gunn would bring something fun to that character.
I want James Gunn to do. They were in I think Young Justice. It was the not Spider-Man.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
I forget what his name was, like Black Spider or something. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was, but
Yeah, that's right.
Put him in there.
Sure.
And I mean, have we gotten? I mean, I'm pretty sure this is coming, and this is not necessarily a villain, but have we gotten a proper Robin in live action before? I mean, other than like,
Batman and Robin?
Chris O'Donnell.
yeah,
No.
Well, I
proper.
mean,
To be proper.
he was like 28. I don't know.
Should have been Dick Grayson by then.
When I think of Robin, I think of like a 15-year-old kid. I don't know.
why can't I think of his name?
Retired.
Bert something, right? But from Adam West's, like that.
Yeah,
Robin
yeah,
is
that
very
was
iconic.
that was
Ward?
for television.
Yeah, Ward. That's
Yeah.
it.
Because I'm also thinking of like like Red Hood and stuff like that. That would be kind of
Right.
cool to get into.
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
Burt Ward, yeah.
Burt Ward.
Yeah. Okay. Every time I think of his name, I think of the guy from Tremors.
Right.
Oh, Gummer.
Oh,
No. Dang. I think his name
Fred Ward.
is Fred,
Fred
Ward,
Ward.
but
Yeah.
his
Fred Ward.
character's name is Bert.
Bert. Yeah.
Bert.
Yeah.
Fred
No.
Ward plays Bert. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Calvin, did you have any villains? Did you say one?
I'm not as familiar with DC villains.
You can pull from the Batman series we've watched,
Yeah,
or
Batman.
the
Yeah.
Superman the animated series we've watched.
Boppity.
Somebody said Mixia's Spitlick would be.
Mix
Mix a big lick.
I think that would
could
be
really
that would be
fun.
interesting.
Yeah.
What with James Gunn's like kind of kooky
With his humor.
direction and humor and stuff, I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I want like Music Meister versus Batman. And he forces him into like these giant musical numbers in a Batman movie.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Uh,
But all right, that was Jedi Man Super Chat. Thank you so much, Jedi Man.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jedi
Jedi
Man.
Man.
And
Good
we'll
question.
be picking up all the subscriptions and stuff too on Twitch here in a little bit. So thank you guys for those as well. We appreciate it. I've seen a few coming through. Did anyone have anything else that we haven't hit on yet? I interrupted with that first question there, but
Mm-hmm.
I
believe
want to
so.
make sure I didn't miss it. It was going up on my list. And I didn't want it to get
Sure.
go away.
Yeah.
If not, there's some questions I can bring up from chat, and we can talk about things that they're wanting to ask here.
Sure.
Let's do it, my friend.
Such as Cass, who says, "How late is last-minute Christmas shopping?
Oh
Like,
man.
how late can you go when it's still counts?"
January.
Yeah.
That is true. Like most of the times, my family has their Christmas after Christmas, so my dad would go like January 5th and get his stuff.
I mean, it's probably not as busy, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone's,
Everything-
Everything's
sales
everything's marked
around.
down.
everyone's returning stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
you get, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was always tradition in our family. Like my mom would get stuff ready for Christmas, and then on Christmas Eve, Dad would go get his stuff. So that it was never late. It was right on time for him, like a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We have a super chat and YouTube for $50.
Whoa, goodness!
Damn. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Spidey SP.
Spidey.
Been watching you guys since 2019.
Mhm.
I had a question in mind for months, but always too self-conscious.
Uh-huh.
Started my YouTube channel this year. Wanted to get into reactions. Do you have any tips or advice for getting started?
Yeah. I mean, sure. My main piece of advice is prioritize yourself. I think it's really easy for new reaction channels to prioritize what people want them to watch, but people want you to, they want to see how you enjoy stuff that you personally engage with. So don't be afraid to like prioritize yourself and your enjoyment over your audiences, because that's what keeps people around.
And if you have a interest that like that niche is not filled yet,
yeah, definitely,
then that's a really good opportunity.
Yeah.
I'd say be careful not to fall into like a commentary track kind of content creation. Like make sure to you know, can't think of the word that I'm trying to say, but like put your own opinions and your thoughts and stuff of like, you know, trying to work out the characters and stuff into your dialogue.
Yep. Sure. And then just if you're getting started and you're wanting to try to, you know, capture an audience and find where people are going, I mean, really just, you know, there's a lot of good tools out there to like, what are the current trends that are being searched right now? And you want to find something that, one, you're interested in, and two, is being searched. Luckily, we've gotten, you know, it's been 10 years, people come to us to see what we're reacting to. But in the beginning, we had to come to them. So you do want, you know, while you still want to prioritize yourself and your interests, you want to really get out there and try to find what words are being searched this week or today or this hour, because it changes all the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And YouTube has a lot of tools for that too.
They do.
Now that they didn't back when.
Yep.
Back in
And
the day.
once you've started, just, you know, even if it's just once a week or once every 2 weeks, it's so important to just be consistent, especially with the way the algorithm is right now. People will be served your videos if they've engaged with it previously, even if they're not subscribed. But if you stay consistent, you have a video out every Tuesday, the person that watched it last Tuesday is going to be served that video if they open it on that Tuesday. So just stay consistent.
There you go. Thank you so much, Spidey.
Thank you, Spidey, so much.
Leewick asked, with 2024 ending, does anyone have any good or memorable moments? I'd say this could just be in general of anything
of
through
the
the
year.
Doesn't have to be Blind Wave, but it could be Blind Wave.
Sure.
I had one the other day where I was super excited because a package I had ordered from HasLab came in. And Melanie watched me like open up the box, but it was a HasLab project they had called 2 in the Box, which came with a trap and a PKE meter from Ghostbusters. And I was mad because like I got things opened up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And I was like looking at everything. It's like, okay, I need to put batteries in it. And I couldn't find any batteries. I'm like, no. So like,
Nah, that's the worst.
I had to take Kanan to basketball, and then the other kids ended up having gymnastics. So I had to like, I wasn't able to go get batteries and then go play with it. So I had to wait for like hours before I finally got batteries.
I remember
and to be able
those
to play
Christmas
with it.
mornings.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, I don't have batteries for this new toy I just got.
I remember there was a year where the 3 of us kids got electronic toys and we had to share a set of batteries. It's like, all right, you get the batteries now, you play with your toy for like an hour, and then I get it after.
Now you get it
It was
afterwards.
like they started to die.
But no, that was a really cool, just more recent moment, but not necessarily 2024 like memorable moment per se. But
yeah, I would say mine is my in-laws visiting from Hawaii. We hadn't seen them for like over 5 years, and you know they come from a place. You know, my wife Chancey, she comes from a place that is pretty high up on the list of people that are trying to name what paradise is like. You know, it was really nice to have people from there visit where I grew up and appreciate it in a way that I don't usually get to see. And it was just awesome to be able to get to know and spend time with people who are intimate members of my family now that I just don't get to see very often. So that was really nice. I think that was probably the highlight of my year.
good. A fun moment was Ayla had her first competition for gymnastics.
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about it here or not, but she, so the night before, there was a friend's birthday party, which was a sleepover. And I was like, man, she's going to go to this and she's not going to sleep. And then she has a competition the next morning. And the next morning, the mom from there had messaged Melanie and was saying that Ayla was awake and that her ear was hurting.
Yeah.
So Melanie took her to the doctors, to physician's care. They said that she had a double ear infection. So they got medicine for her, and then they got back home, and then immediately we were leaving, heading to Huntington, which was like 2 hours or so away to go to her competition. And she's like, I still want to compete. Her ears hurt, you know.
Sure.
So she went to that and competed in that, and I think she got like first place in 2 events and first place overall for her like age division thing that she was in, and she was like really excited for that. So it was cool for her to get her first time doing a competition, and like I think my favorite part was watching Melanie seem so excited over a lot of it too.
That's awesome.
So because she used to do gymnastics when she was little, and I think she likes how much Ayla enjoys this as well.
Yeah. That's cool. WaveCon was a blast this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the return of WaveCon.
WaveCon.
A long hiatus.
Trying to think back, like what all happened this year, you know?
That feels like last year already.
Yeah, right.
No, it was good. Got to see a lot of old faces, a lot of new faces.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I met a face to a voice that I've known for a long time, but I've never seen the face. You know,
that's
like,
true. Yeah,
like stuff like that happened with WaveCon, which is cool.
Just helping people through roll with the punches has been a highlight. Talking to different people online, partnering up with some local like therapy places, and working with some autistic kids, stuff like that has been a highlight. I would say trick or treat this year was a highlight.
Sweet.
Just comparing it to last year. Last year I was in rough shape, and like even though I was able to like do trick or treat, I wasn't really able to be present for it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. But this year, even with the back pain and everything, I was able to be much more present. So it was just a reminder of how far I've come in the year, and that it's all worth it. So
yeah, it's good.
My honorable mention is Rick seeing 5% of a tub in Cobra Kai and knowing in his heart
what it meant.
And it filled my heart. My heart grew 3 sizes that day.
What it meant to him, what it meant to me, what it meant to all of us. That was probably one of my blind wave highlights of the year.
And we had No Good November this year.
Yeah, we did.
Oh
so my goodness,
Neil
Breen. We started that this year, right? All of my Neil Breen is in this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
All 2 of it.
I'm pretty sure.
Jesus,
Sadly,
it's only been 2.
No,
It feels like I've watched 17.
For the rest of our lives, there will be Neil Breen.
And despite what your mind tells you, you've only watched each of them once.
Yeah, no.
Even though they're repeated like 50 times.
I've never felt imprisoned by a piece of art before. Like, he captures me in a way that I feel like I can't escape. There's something special about that.
I don't know if we'll ever watch it for No Good November. We might. But if not, Eric, on your own time, you need to watch, and we're going to be watching for Bad Movie tonight in my own little group, Santa's Sleigh. Which I think I told you about, starring Bill Goldberg.
I would like to watch that, please.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, it's a Christmas horror movie starring Bill Goldberg as a killer Santa.
Isn't that the movie they talk about in Ernest Saves Christmas?
Santa's Sleigh?
I'm pretty sure they call it Santa's Sleigh, and they're like, no, not Sleigh.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Could be.
It's probably not the same movie, but it's
No.
probably
Ernest was a prophet.
Maybe that's where they got the idea.
Yeah,
Just
right.
the title.
What's the worst thing that happened to you this year? Thanksgiving?
Oh my gosh. Thanksgiving was pretty
It's
rough.
probably the worst thing that happened to me on camera.
Oh, man.
No, I don't know. We watched the Super Mario Brothers movie this year, right?
That was last year, I think.
Okay.
Well, no, that was 2023, wasn't it?
The Super Mario Brothers movie is worse than Thanksgiving, Rick.
Yeah, it can't be.
Like, can you just be honest with yourself?
It was a lot longer.
Either of them?
Thanksgiving was pain.
I don't think either Mario Brothers is worse than Thanksgiving.
It certainly isn't.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else that happened.
I can think about it, but mine would probably be real sad. So.
I get you.
Yeah.
I just really needed to get a dig in to how much I appreciate Neil Breen for trying and how much I hated them for not.
Not trying. Couple quick ones here was Curly Canadian, who says, "Did you see season 2 of Dan to Dan will release in July?" Yes, we did.
In July. Okay, cool.
Nice.
We did know that, so thank you.
Well, that's only
a quick turnaround.
Only a half year till the next season, huh? Sweet.
And it's good.
A Bill's the Bomb says, "Will BG3 streams resume next year?" If you missed it earlier, January 17th will be the next Baldur's Gate 3 stream. Okay, we already did that one. This one's a little different. Blind Wave. This is from Hanzo.
Hanzo.
Any thoughts on the drone business? I saw on the news there was some flying over Ohio. I don't know what's going on with all that. I've seen a lot about drones flying and some people talking about different ideas of what it is, but
like big drones, right? Like
I am positive.
Like SUV size ones.
So we moved this year, which I guess was a highlight. But at the old house, I would be sitting on the back deck at night, and I swear I could see a drone just floating in the sky, just hovering.
Yeah.
And I would just watch it. I'm like, is that a star? I'm like, is it a drone? Like I could just see the light just kind of steady, but it would almost look like it would wobble a little bit every once in a while. You know what I mean?
With the wind.
Yeah. And I was just like, I feel like that's a drone. But I was like, I have no way to prove it's a drone. But I was like, so I feel like I've been seeing drones for like a year. Like I started seeing them before other people did, but I was like, I'm not telling anybody. They'll think I'm crazy. Everyone else just pointing to the sky, looking at these things.
Yeah,
so.
sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any recently. Not in Ohio.
Yeah. No, I've just heard about it happening, and they're typically not the size of drones that are available to hobbyists. Or they would be immensely expensive.
It's not Eric's dad, like confused.
Yeah,
trying to be
he's
like,
not trying to find his cow.
That would be so funny.
Sure, it's got a 17-mile range or whatever. No, it's not that. It's something else. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Calvin. I don't know. I also get sad / kind of enjoy when people can't accept I don't know as an answer and just like make shit up. That can be fun too. So I've enjoyed like the conspiracy theories that pop up and stuff. You know?
Sure.
But yeah, don't know. I hope someone does.
Yeah.
all right.
I don't know. Maybe they're the cartels that are making drug deliveries or something. It's like, well, if Amazon's doing it, we can too.
Yeah.
Amazon doing it, we can too.
Commander Coding says, "Happy holidays. What are some of your guys' favorite Christmas songs or artists?"
Ooh, man.
The more, I don't know, a classic-y one, I guess, is, Stevie Wonder's, What Christmas Means to Me, I think, is what it's called. I like that one a lot. But I also enjoy Straight No Chaser, has some pretty good ones with the 12 Days of Christmas. And it ends with like you should just listen to it. It's a fun medley.
Yeah.
But it ends with I Had Christmas Down in Africa, which is like a play off of the Toto song. And they also sing Text Me Merry Christmas with Kristen Bell, which is just a fun. There's like a couple that are split off during Christmas and they don't get to talk to each other, but it's like, hey, text me so that, you know, we can still connect over Christmas time. So it's just a fun one.
Gotcha.
Or Nonsense Christmas.
Sure.
That's a Sabrina Carpenter one.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's interesting. A lot of my Christmas music is church music that we sang in church, like hymns and stuff. So it's not necessarily conventional and certainly not contemporary. I like You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. I listen to that all the time at Christmas.
Which one? Like the original?
The original,
the Jim Carrey one?
I mean, I will not be forced to rank Grinch songs, but I suppose it's the original is the one that will pop up first in my search. But I enjoy Jim Carrey's sacrifice of a performance that movie was as well.
Sure, I love in his song. He's like, and he does that noise thing. Oh, that's so funny.
Good. He will be the only reason that I'm still. I mean, I know people love Sonic. I didn't super love Sonic 2, but Jim Carrey's in it. I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch Sonic 3.
Yeah, No, Sonic 3 has shoot, who was it? Keanu Reeves or Keanu?
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves
Yeah.
in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
At first I said, I'm like, no wait.
Yeah,
it's
his
not
voice
him,
was in
is
the
it?
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it Idris Elba?
Yeah, he was in 2.
He
was in the
two,
last
yeah.
one, yeah.
Knuckles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Music, I like the classical orchestral stuff. So like Nutcracker, Troika, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like classical stuff. I like Trans-Siberian Orchestra on that
Yeah.
same subject. The rock orchestra covers of those songs are great.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I guess as long as it's not just played too much, I kind of like all Christmas music.
Sure.
I've been able to enjoy it more because, like, as a kid, Mom would play it early and all the time.
Yeah.
And so, like, from a very young age, I started to hate it. And then, like, I didn't have any of it for a number of years. And then, like, I had Evie, and it sort of started to come back into my life. And I've been able to enjoy it more than I think ever have been. But yeah.
Yeah, I try to lean into it every year. I just trying to capture the magic that, as you get older, is lost. That
Yeah.
you just like.
It's harder to get again.
Yeah, it's like, no, I want the excitement there, so I want to get excited for this. So I try to find it. I have like I've been trying to build just a Christmas playlist that I have on Spotify, but I've also been trying to build like an upbeat Christmas playlist.
Yeah.
Just to have like fun ones that are a little bit more excited and stuff too. So.
We have another super chat from Augustin Alcaraz
Augustin.
for 500 ARS.
I think that's Argentina.
I'm guessing it is
Pesos.
because
Yeah.
they say, "Hello guys, I greet you from Argentina.
Yeah.
Hello.
I've learned English to be able to understand you. Ha ha ha. I follow you a lot. I love your reactions. You are the best."
Oh, awesome.
Well, thank you so
Well,
much.
congratulations.
Augustin.
Yes,
Thank
and
you so much.
I'm sorry if your fellow English speakers are asking, like, why do you say like and you know all the time? Because
And
we do.
torque.
Yeah,
And what torque?
Yeah.
we do that a lot. But no, that's awesome. We've actually, we recently hit 1 billion views
We did.
on our YouTube channel, and there were a lot of really, really nice messages and comments on that post. And there were many people that talked about how, like, you guys are responsible for me learning English. I'm just it
It blows
astounds
my
me.
mind.
It blows my mind, but it's cool that you can put something out there and that's what follows.
Yeah, it's cool to have. I don't know. It's cool to have like a different than what I expected to be putting out there.
Yeah.
Like having different effects, I
Sure.
guess. You
Yeah.
know. So.
Yeah.
But thank you,
Thank you,
Augustine.
Augustine.
And good job on your English.
Yeah.
I'm still working on mine.
And stuff.
Super chats just keep on coming. Jason Moe 999. Hi guys, just discovered your YouTube channel today with the Superman trailer reaction. I already feel like I'm among friends and kindred spirits. Just signed up for the Patreon too. Happy holidays.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks so much.
Jason.
He's speedrunning.
Enjoy
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
content.
Becoming the Wave
yeah.
Rider.
Glad
Yeah.
you enjoyed the Superman trailer. We have a lot of DC stuff, and if you haven't seen Superman and Lois, you should watch that.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy that show.
And Jason, it's just a fantastic reminder. Like we were just talking a bit ago about how we are hitting 10 years of Blind Wave this year and how every video is going to be someone's first video. You'll often find, not super often, but sometimes we repeat ourselves in various videos. And it's not just because we're trying to fill up the time. Sometimes people don't understand context that we're talking about from previous stuff. So it's the thing I always remember Stan Lee always says, like, every comic is someone's first comic, so make it understandable to them too.
Mm-hmm. I imagine some of those Neil Breen movies videos were some people's first and last.
Yes, Jason, please watch some other videos first before you take that plunge.
Yeah. Don't speed run those
Yeah.
unless that's what you're into.
But thank you so much for the support.
Yeah.
Casual Doom says, I was wondering why you guys haven't been reacting to live events like the Game Awards or even Nintendo Directs recently. I always really enjoyed those longer form reactions compared to smaller videos for the individual trailers.
Yeah, we generally do when we can. It's especially when it's not in our normal working hours. It can just be kind of hard to know when those are going to pop up or if we're going to have time to cover that type of thing. The Game Awards didn't work out this year, but they worked out last year. They might work out next year. You never know.
Sure. I know Nintendo Directs sometimes, like the Pokemon ones, like those ones pop up like tomorrow. There's gonna be this. I was like, well, damn, we're already.
Yeah,
and it's
we're
not
already fully scheduled
We already
out.
have this lined up for tomorrow.
Yeah,
and it's not like
Can we not?
It's not just that stuff. Like the stuff that we know we're committed to will be like, hey, we're throwing out this episode a day early, or hey, surprise, here's 3 episodes, and our schedule, which is already super tight, then will explode, and we have to pick up the pieces and try to put it back together.
Surprise! This episode's 90 minutes.
Yeah, and that is just as the years go on, it's going the other way as opposed to getting more order, just becoming more chaotic. But we do our best.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to pick up some more of the lives in 2025.
yeah, absolutely.
Flynn the Redhead says,
Flynn,
Aaron, how did you manage to get all your kids into what you like? All wanting to appear on Pokemality, same games, Leon with the play, etc. Must be a proud dad moment seeing them into the same things you are.
Yeah, he had so many to better the odds.
That's
it's hit and miss.
That's not the most common thing, dude.
Like Coulson likes like Fortnite and Marvel Rivals and stuff, but Leon does not like those things. He's usually more into the story-oriented stuff and whatnot. Like Leon really liked Jedi Survivor, where Coulson didn't.
Yeah.
But Coulson loves more of those competitive multiplayer stuff, which I also play a good bit, but Leon does not like those. Kanan and Coulson a little bit more into Pokemon, where Leon is kind of not so much into Pokemon, but he used to be into Pokemon a lot when he was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have 4 of them, so if I just keep throwing stuff out, a couple of them will attach onto something, and some of them won't, you know?
Sure.
Ayla isn't super big on games. She's much more active and running around and doing things like that. I'm trying to get them. I've been trying for a few years where I wanted to do like a D&D one-shot or campaign or something with them, and that hasn't worked yet. But I'm hoping to do that at some point. But yeah, it's just trying to get I don't know. Usually I try to share the things I like with them to see if any of them click. It's funny to see like Coulson excited for Ghostbusters as well, but also like Leon's like he likes Star Wars a decent bit too. You know. So I mean, it's just lucky, I guess.
For many, many, many of the years that humans have been around, doing what your parents do has always been like the thing that happens, and it's now our culture's gotten away where like you have a choice to do whatever you can, so it's actually kind of special to have kids that are interested in the stuff that you do.
Sure, yeah.
Like I love my dad. I don't want to be a farmer.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, my parents and I would joke that I was swapped at birth.
Yeah, sure.
Because there's not a lot of crossover there. But my daughter and I have a tremendous amount of crossover.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough. I figured it was going to be, like she was going to be more into sports and race cars. And
I kind of feel like it's within like our parents and our lifetime that we were able to just like, people are just allowed to enjoy the things that they like.
That's true.
And if they don't necessarily, cross over with people, that's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah,
sure.
Like your people don't need to live next door.
Exactly.
You can find your people anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
just the
good or for
accessibility of finding things that you might enjoy has also gotten a lot easier.
Yeah, sure.
You don't have to go to the library and just look at every book. Is this something I like? Probably not. Is this something? Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think sometimes too, for better or worse, it's sometimes the kids are finding things they like that I like to also try to connect with more too.
Yeah, sure.
Where it's like, oh, Dad likes playing, Pokemon Unite. I want to learn to play Pokemon Unite.
Yeah.
Like Kanan and Coulson were both playing that with me as well. When I played the Star Wars Hunters game for a little while, and they both wanted to hop in and play that too, and they were having fun with that as well. So, we had another super chat from Kyle Armstrong.
Kyle.
Who says,
Kyle.
Eric, what's your most anticipated upcoming TV season? And why is it One Piece live action season 2?
Ooh, baby.
I'm so hyped and can't wait for your reactions to it.
That one's pretty up there.
Did they get a season 2?
Yeah, I mean, just this week we were watching an episode of Naruto, and a character talked about shouldering the dreams of others, and I, with all the affection in my heart, went like Luffy from season 1 of Netflix's One Piece, and I said it with all the care that I do when I say like Goku. So yes, I will accept your answer, and that is mine. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle, very
Yes,
much.
thank you.
I'll take a quick question here from Murphy, who says, "Hi guys, quick question. On the website, am I supposed to remove a recommendation if it goes on the poll but doesn't win? How does that work?"
So we use the recommendations to do future poll options and also just stuff that we pick up. So if you want to watch it and you want to watch it more than everything else out there, I would keep it on there.
Yeah. Keep your recommendations there. You only need to remove them, I'd say, if they have one, which I think they automatically remove.
Or yes.
Okay.
Or if we announce or that we're looking for something specific.
Yeah.
So like October time, well,
Pre-October time.
yeah, like September time, you probably want to be adding horror movies.
Yeah,
To your movie list, yeah.
The only time you need to remove any recommendation is when it's already won, which it should
Yeah.
automatically do. But update them whenever you have what you want to do. But
Mhm.
You know,
like
like
Rick's saying, if there's a theme, like the No Good November was a good one, right?
Yeah.
You could recommend stuff whenever we're gearing up for No Good November,
Yeah.
or October usually has horror stuff, or
yeah. I mean, if
And
there's
Christmas
we
movies.
have an animation poll coming up. Maybe you want to change things to be more animation until that poll is finished.
So there you go, Murphy. So just keep it on there unless you don't want it anymore. Crumb has a super chat as well. Thank you so much, Crumb.
Thank you, Crumb.
Hey, you guys. Been subscribed since the early Dragon Ball Z Abridged and Death
Good
Battle
stuff.
reactions.
Wow.
yeah.
Always happy to see a video of yours pop up after the grind at work. Can't wait for more in 2025 and Hunter x Hunter's awaited return.
Hunter.
With a winky face. Hunter x
Return.
Hunter's coming back?
The manga.
The manga?
Oh,
At the very
I
least.
see.
I mean, there might be an anime I don't know about. That's possible.
They need the theme song back. Yeah.
Love that. Love that song. Glad it never changed.
Yep. Me too.
Thank you, Crumb.
Silent Ninja says, have you guys ever made someone quit gaming? My brother and I asked our dad to play a first-person shooter toy armyman game. We discovered a spawn trapping, and our dad never wanted to touch a game again.
Really?
Damn.
Quit gaming.
So I recently, my grandmother gave me a picture of my Uncle Regis, and it was him getting an NES for Christmas. And I was over at his place, 3 years old, and I was playing Super Mario Brothers better than him.
Mm.
And so he unplugged it from shame.
Yep.
And gave it to us.
He just unplugged and just handed it to you.
And did not play another video game until I think I got him a PS2 with a light gun. And got him into like some light gun games and stuff that he could do.
He's like, I can do this.
And it was some months after that. I can't remember the name of the game, but it's you're shooting dinosaurs. And he was so proud of himself for beating that game, and he like had me over and he was showing me what to do, and I beat that game in an hour, and he was very disheartened.
And he never played another game again.
And he never played another game again.
Didn't give it to me.
He died the next year.
Destroyed his spirit.
I mean, yeah, not like quit gaming, but certainly like not. I don't even say rage quit. But I remember my nephews coming over and like, we can play Smash. All right, we're pretty good. And I'm like, I'm sure you're great. But who do you play? And they're telling me their mains. Like, oh, we're gonna beat you, Uncle Eric. And I'm like, I'm gonna play Ganondorf. I'm gonna stomp these kids. And I stomped those kids. And they were like, all right, we're done playing. Like, you gotta come way better than that.
I don't know if I ever made someone quit gaming. Like I used to like cheese a lot in StarCraft 2, or I did Kirby like suck and spit and stuff like that too. And I know I made people mad, but I don't know if they ever quit.
Sure.
If there weren't so few kids that played video games in our class, I would have quit playing games with you a few times.
With me?
With you.
Why?
Why? What do you mean why?
Aaron moves?
Why?
Aaron
over
moves.
there all innocent.
I'm trying to think what games back
Claiming
then.
ignorance.
Trying to think what games back
Goddamn
then. I would've,
Infect
played
Deck
that
and
was,
Magic the Gathering.
This one's been haunting me for years.
I remember Aaron like, here's your infect counter. I'm like, what's this?
Infect was so
I have a
good.
whole new number I gotta keep track of? He's poisoning me.
I mean, how about having me and Ryan over and we're playing multiplayer Star Fox?
That's the only one I remember.
And he gives himself the highest handicap.
I did. I gave myself an extra 100 health.
Oh, that's awesome.
Instead of having 100, I had 200 health.
That's amazing.
But
It's our first time ever playing the game.
I think it was 2v1.
We just get crushed.
That's amazing.
I'm like, I don't know. I just can't seem to kill him.
Yep.
And I was playing a little dude, and they're all in like ships and tanks, and the people are so small in that game. And I was just like, pew pew, and I can take them out with my little laser gun. It was so silly. But yeah, good times. Calvin, did you ever make anyone quit gaming? Did you say?
No, I don't think so. Didn't really have much opportunity to play with other people other than my sisters. They would team up on me in local multiplayer, but
does gaming count, or does like a specific game count?
I'll take specific.
Because back, I can't remember how long ago it was, but me and some of my friends, Landis and Juan, used to play a game called Speedrunners.
Oh yeah.
And it was a fun game. It was like a racing platforming game. And I spent like one weekend where I just like kept trying and practicing, was like looking up like how to go faster and how to be better at it. And then the next time we had played it, like I think I broke at least Juan's spirit, and we like never played it again. Like we just stopped. And he's like, "No, we're not playing that." He's like, "Oh, that game that you're good at?" And I was like, well, "You could be good too. You just gotta get better."
You were a menace at that game.
But I like we went from being like, "Oh man, we win. Everyone wins sometimes," to just I won all the time, and then we just stopped playing it.
I get you.
So if you want to talk to Juan about speedrunners, and he'll be like, "I ain't playing that game again."
I didn't make them quit. Their spirits were strong, but I have a friend group, and we used to play a lot of Tower Fall together.
Yeah.
And the catchphrase "Everyone kill Rick" emerged.
Everyone kill Rick.
And
I do love gaming mobs that you get justice by like, all right, kill Rick.
Yep.
Smash all the time.
Smash Brothers happens. I've played like shooters where it happens. Like, no, kill that guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rob Jackson says, "What TV show or movie has surprised you the most this year? Could be better than what you thought, or worse. Mine was X-Men '97. Easily.
cool.
Bring
That was this
on
year?
season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
that was
That's got to
this
be
year.
the answer.
I did not have super high expectations really for that. You know, like, oh yeah, X-Men I've heard, and I've maybe seen an episode or two back in the day. But that was a really good show.
Was good, dude. I loved that show. I've rewatched it multiple times. I don't do that a lot anymore.
That and Villain Saga Season 2.
Yeah, sure. That's surprising for you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one for me too.
Yeah.
There was definitely like a shift that I did not expect from Vinland Saga. Shogun was hella good.
Mm.
Oh,
Love
and
that
Desi in chat as well. The Penguin. The Penguin surprised me by how good it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not expect that.
Is that an L?
Oh, maybe it is. Sorry, it's at the very bottom of my screen.
DLSE?
Yeah.
Also, we talked about it earlier in the podcast, but Severance. I didn't really know what to
Severance.
expect going into it, and like it's one of the movies, one of the shows where I'm like, I want to watch more.
Yeah.
You know, it just has me like I want to see the next episode.
I hunger for the next episode.
Yes.
There's
I hunger a
also
lot, but I really hunger for that.
Yeah.
there's an episode of Succession that like you start watching that episode and you think, oh, okay, I understand what we're gonna be doing this episode, and then it completely changes 8 minutes into it and changes the entire show for the rest of the show. That was probably one of the most surprising moments of television for me this year.
Not for me, but for the guys, the finale for Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, that was so good. How dare they surprise me with something I expect?
No, that was
so obvious.
That was definitely really good. Like, how are they gonna do it?
Never before was did I think I would be surprised by it. Oh, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that will also have it. And if you hear the spoiler, you'll be like, how was that a spoiler? It is. Somehow, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Jorge says, with Dragon Ball Daima Dub releasing next month, will we be getting any reactions when it drops, or will you wait a bit before?
If we can fit it into the schedule, which should be pretty easy, because at this point I think it's just going to be me with Daima Dub.
Daima Dub.
But I mean, I've enjoyed every Dragon Ball thing I've done. The last thing I did was by myself with Dragon Ball Super, and that was one of my most emotional Dragon Ball reactions of all time. So yeah, I'll check it out. I'm excited. It's the last thing that Toriyama himself worked on, so I'm there.
Do you think
that man has my loyalty.
Do you think I'm missing stuff where I wouldn't be able to follow it? Do you have any
from
idea?
what I understand, you would be able to. I think it takes place after the Buu saga and before Super, I think is what I've heard. So
I don't know
you might
Super.
be okay.
I know like
but
Beerus and like a couple random things I've heard you say and stuff.
sure,
but
yeah, I get
I
you.
haven't seen Super.
But it might be, yeah. But I'd be interested, definitely. As I say, Toriyama will forever have my attention. It's been so fun. I've been watching a couple episodes of OG Dragon Ball with Jancy, and it's just so fun to watch her experience like this. You're allowed to do this? I'm like, yes, you were.
Yeah.
It's a funny show.
Yeah, it's a very funny show.
And hype.
Chris, 92 Chris says on Sunday, What If starts.
Yep.
What are your plans for that show? Well, we will not be in the next 2 weeks, so there's that, and I believe maybe another show that won't be starting until into January when we get back and we get to start filming and
Yes.
doing that. So
Yeah.
you won't see that until I think it's like the second week of January or something like that, maybe at the earliest.
Yep.
I forget the exact date, so I'm not going to give you exact timing, but you'll see it in January.
And we will do our best to catch up as quick as we can. with
Sure.
it.
Yeah, we
Indeed.
want to make sure that we get them up and out. So. Fabuccino says, "What about the plays have you liked the most, Aaron?" This one has been that I mean, I got the role that I was trying to go for, I think, which was Ben Gunn. Because when I got to read the script earlier, and I was like, this character seems fun and kooky, and like it's like a character. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like they're all characters, but there's like those ones where they're like more standout characters for like a small part.
Sure.
Where you can't get away with playing yourself,
Yeah.
right?
So I'm having fun trying to craft what this guy should be like. That one's been fun. And the last play, I guess I was most excited about just being like, oh, I haven't been in a play and I got a lead role. But then I was also like, I think it was the most anxiety I think I've ever had, where I was like, I actually felt like waking up in the middle of the night and be like, oh God, no. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if I enjoyed that part, but it was cool. Like when you get the call of like, hey, do you want this part? It's almost like I won.
Yeah.
But like you just won a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is fun trying to craft what the character should be like. And the first one, a lot of it was working with my counterparts, like the other two people on stage with me the most, and like working on what we were doing and how we would act with each other and what our placements and blocking was going to be. That was a lot of fun. Stormhover says, what winter holiday food or drink would you most like to turn into a supervillain concept?
Wait, say it again.
What winter holiday food or drink would you most like to turn into a supervillain concept?
Like eggnog.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Get nogged.
Get nogged.
I'll say an Ohio specific one, the Buckeye.
The Buckeye.
But it's like the Buckeye of the Beholder.
Buckeye of Beholder.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, not too bad.
They're chocolate and peanut butter candies for people who aren't
from
around the area.
Peanut butter fudge dipped in
I got to introduce that to my in-laws.
I feel like because no one already likes it, the fruit cake is a good culprit for a super villain that, you know.
A villain called Fruitcake?
Well, like fruit cake is like that common like people get it for Christmas and no one ever wants it.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah,
like
it jiggles weird.
We just make it a villain somehow, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know what the concept is except for
I would
fruitcake.
love to see your concept of fruitcake.
Fruitcake the supervillain. Yeah. What's another good holiday?
Is meatloaf holiday themed?
Is it?
I'm asking.
Of course, you put meatloaf as a villain.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I cooked it for our one Christmas party. And
You said you liked it.
Did you lie to me?
Calvin.
I don't qualify that
Son
as
of a
meatloaf.
bitch.
That was like a slab of meat that tasted good.
What are some
I don't
holiday
know.
food or drinks that are common? Like not just like candy cane, right?
I
Like
don't
that's-
know, like baked sweet potatoes or like mashed potatoes gravy, stuffing. Oh, stuffing would be bad.
stuffing,
I think
Yeah.
of like
Just coming out of you everywhere.
Ugh, you
All right.
stuffed me.
stuffing you,
Yeah,
stuffing everything.
like mulled mead or hot apple cider.
yeah,
Yeah.
mulled wine.
Like eggnog is one where I'm like, I never hear or think about that drink until it's Christmas time,
Sure.
right? For me,
Yeah.
A turducken.
a turducken.
Yeah, be like animal, vegetable, mineral man or something.
I assume holiday food or drink goes with like just like any holiday. Like, is there other holidays that have like a drink or food? Like, I don't know.
I never think about peeps outside of Easter, and I try not to think about them then.
Can you imagine a villain peep? Or it's like Squirrel Girl but with peeps, you know? Like it's just a bunch of these like little marshmallows chasing after you. Decorated eggs. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with fruitcake.
All right, I'll go eggnog.
Buckeye.
I mean, I suppose there's also like candy is available too,
Like the
right?
candy cane?
Like candy cane.
Yeah.
I feel like that's used already though. It's used a lot.
Hmm.
Oh, candy corn is deplorable.
Yeah.
So anyone who likes
Dude.
and spreads that around,
I
is-
want their teeth made out of candy corn for the villain.
Yeah.
Like I want him to smile.
and they like
It's
interlock.
It's
yeah,
like Jafar from the movie, right? But it's all candy corn coming out instead. Oh yeah. Let's do that. All right. So candy corn, fruitcake, eggnog, and Buckeyes. Done. Gearzilla with a super chat says, "Holding out hope for the Last Kingdom. Thank you guys for amazing content. Definitely my cozy channel, and have followed since the Daredevil series.
Oh,
Man,
wow.
that's
Damn.
been a while.
what season?
I'm gonna say one. I don't know.
I would like it to be one. 'cause
Hey,
that's
Gearzilla, I
impressive.
mean, that was towards the beginning of Blind Wave, and now that we're hitting 10 years, we're going to have another Daredevil series coming soon. Daredevil Born Again. I can't wait.
Crazy.
I've been watching Law & Order Criminal Intent, just getting ready for more Vincent D'Onofrio.
I do want to highlight the Gibster's amazing idea. Candy cane, but it's just Kane from the WWE.
With the mask. Yeah, I see that.
But a white and red mask instead.
Uh,
All right.
That's quite good.
Thank you.
Thank you, whoever
oh, we have
whoever
pizza?
gave us
Thank you
this.
so much.
Whoever gave us this.
I didn't want to assume it was for us. Last time I just went over and took one of Jake's pieces of pizza. I said, "What the hell, man?" I'm like, "I thought those were for us."
This is for everybody.
Thank you so much.
Cody
Cody
L.
L. Cody.
L did it. Thank you. If it is you, Cody L, thank you so
In
much. If it's
chat, it
someone
says
else,
you guys are welcome, so
I'm
at
sorry.
least he's claiming it.
Oh, Cody L. Oh.
Cat F has a $5 super chat. Hi, Rick. Have you resumed watching One Piece and watched past Marineford? If yes, could you please do a reaction for One Piece fan letter? I haven't. I'm still on a break from One Piece. I've been rewatching Rurouni Kenshin and then Monster, and then now I'm currently picking back up where I left off Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh, baby.
So,
Oh yeah.
which, not shocking anyone, but that's such a good show.
You're in some of the best stuff.
Why has no one ever talked about the Cell stuff?
I've been
before?
saying it.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick, finish that, and then we watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh,
Oh my God, yes. I need to rewatch it already.
Mm-hmm. We just all watch it just to watch it.
Yeah.
dude, it's that good. I mean, the original show is that good, and Dragon Ball Bridge is not a market substitute, but they're also great.
It's really good. Volk B second says didn't redeem before. Sorry. Laney from YouTube. Love y'all's content. What's a must-play game for each of you? I finished 100%ing Total Warhammer 3 and won another big one idea. So hyped for 2025 with the Blind Wave crew. Well, thank you, Laney. What's a must-play video game?
What game did you say?
They
Total
played
War?
Total War Warhammer 3 is what
Gotcha.
it says.
Okay. Man.
Must play game. I mean, without knowing you, I can't answer. The only way I can possibly answer is like, what game, if I haven't played, would have changed things so much for me, and that's Ocarina of Time. Like, I think I'd be a different person without that game.
Yeah, no, if that's the criteria, mine's Metal Gear Solid, the first one, then.
Yeah.
That changed my life.
I
in
love
a lot
Metal
of
Gear
ways.
Solid.
Yep.
I've been wanting to play it with Leon, but debating if I should try to make content with it,
Yeah,
where
sure.
we play through it together,
Yeah.
or if just him and I just play it in our own time.
Sure.
I don't know what I want to do with it.
But if it's more of like you would get the biggest reaction from me of like you haven't played that, it would probably be Tetris.
Tetris.
Yeah.
I get it. Like required reading of gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any other games that are just huge for me, because it depends too on what they want.
Yeah.
I still love the mechanics and just the gameplay of Donkey Kong Country.
Mm.
Like, I think they're great for platforming. Like Mario Brothers was great, and I love Super Mario World.
Yeah.
But Donkey Kong Country, for some reason, hit with me better.
Yeah. I can see that.
And a lot of those games also hit later into the Super Nintendo's life. So a lot of the Donkey Kong Country, like 1, 2, and 3, like people didn't play as much of because they were moving on to the N64.
Sure.
Especially 3. It was like 3 and Yoshi's World, the Super Mario World 2 game they made.
Yeah.
Both of those were like late in the SNES life.
Yep.
Say probably just great video games that I really enjoyed. Elder Scrolls, Mass Effect, Halo series, Doom.
Halo's really good. I need to get back to that.
Yeah. I want to take Eric through Halo. Eric
Halo?
has not played any Halo game.
Not. I mean, other than
And I want
the
to,
one where we played all together, Reach.
Reach.
But
Yeah.
And
apparently
I
that's
think I played 1 and 2. I need to play 3.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. That might be all for questions we have, because we also need to get through bits and donations as well, which I think has some questions in them as well.
All right.
So if we want to go through those. Otherwise, thank you guys, and sorry if we didn't get to your question. Keep it in mind, and we'll be having a podcast. I think it's January 9th. Is that right? Yeah, January 9th will be our first of the new year podcast. And then the following week on the 16th, we're going to start doing some of the tier rankings of all of our TV shows that we've not ranked yet.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
hopefully we'll have it done before Badonkagong on the 30th. Hopefully.
Yeah.
See,
Some people say we can't do it and it's impossible, but maybe we can.
Jake
If
doesn't
we
believe in
believe
us.
hard
I'm saying
enough.
it's possible for someone to do it, just not us.
Shut up, Calvin. You got to believe.
Are there any memes, Jake? All right. So we'll get those up as I read off bits and donations, starting with Bad Wolf 85, who has a 23-month subscription. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is topical.
Mm-hmm. A Neil Breen movie's coming.
Yep.
Flynn can feel like this again.
Lee Wick gifted a couple of subs. Much
Anyway, thank
appreciated.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Thaddeus J. Spider has 41 months.
Thank you, Thaddeus.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thaddeus.
Storm Hover, 44 months. Hooray for sushi.
Thank you so much. You do. You're dressed just like him. Clancy.
That's pretty good.
Holy crap, that's so good.
That's funny.
Hoff Kayan, 17 months. Afternoon, gents.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Hope
Hoff.
you're having a good one.
Cody L, 67 months. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a great New Year.
Thank you,
Likewise.
Cody. Thank you
And
for
some
the pizza as
pizza.
well.
Thank you
Oh.
for the pizza. It was so much better than the burned one that I've had earlier for lunch.
Oh, no. Why are you
Wait, what's
salting that
this?
man's eyes?
Yeah,
So happily.
it's Czar that you're.
Oh,
Oh.
poor. The salt in his
And
eye.
it's me. Oh,
You're about ready to press the green button.
okay. So this is probably when I hop into Discord sometimes, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry guys, I'm having a podcast. It's ours fault."
Yeah.
He's like, "Not you too, Aaron."
Speaking of Czar, they have a gifted sub. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Czar.
Thank you, Czar.
Casual Doom
Rogue Calvin.
subscribed for 49 months.
Thank you, Cat.
Thank you, Doom.
LKG, 63 months.
Thank you, LKG.
Thank you, LKG. Thank you.
Odeth,
Why are you killing Calvin?
I'm not killing, just
threatening,
questioning.
brandishing. Odette, 35 months, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, Odeth. You
Thank
as
so
well.
much. Thank you, Death.
G-Boo, 34 months, wahoo.
Wahoo!
Veronica, 52 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, Veronica.
And the last one I have, Digaspic, is 71 months. Speaking of how long we've been following you, I believe my first was Calvin's Red Wedding Breakdown and my real introduction to reactions on YouTube. I've seen thousands of vids since. Loved it all. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday from Denmark.
Well, thank
Thank you so much.
Was that the one where like I was brought in just because we thought that
just
Calvin...
for the discussion.
I knew, we knew Calvin wasn't going to be able to have a proper discussion after that one. So there's a fantastic time lapse that someone made where it's just Calvin just in the middle just going.
And it's either like
super speed.
the sound of silence or like all around me are familiar faces.
That was a good one.
That's all I got.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So there is a hint hunt coming Saturday.
Yep.
Probably around noon.
9.
Eric will be finishing out the Outlaw stream
Yes, sir.
on Christmas Eve.
Christmas
If it's
Eve.
not noon, what time is it, Rick?
Wait, what?
I said noon, and he said 9.
9.
Like what? All right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And then we'll be back on. I think my next stream is like January 6th.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
So I think we'll be back for some of our regular streaming schedules starting then, guys.
Cool.
In the meantime, I hope you guys have a happy holiday, a good new year, and we'll still be having videos popping up. There's some extra things popping up at Pokemality next week.
Nice.
So some extra videos going up. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't. It's the Pokemality is on YouTube. You can just find it. We're watching through the original Pokemon series, which I've seen people on our schedule being like, "Where are these Pokemon reactions?" They're over there, Pokemality. Just search on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, also, did you know that we're going to have a high and dry for Christmas?
Oh, what?
That's going to pop up.
Interesting.
Should be
Bye,
fun.
everybody.
Oh, before we leave, we have one more super chat. Gearzilla, $5 should clarify the Last Kingdom show. My bad. Yes, can't start the new Daredevil series. Can't wait for the new Daredevil series as well. Much love, gents.
Love you, Gearzilla. Thank you.
Just at the buzzer.
Thank you,
guys-
everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy New
Bye.
Year. See you guys later.
Thank you so much. Bye.